Hello everyone and welcome. It's time for another daily technical analysis video. So let's dive straight into the market and have a look at what is going on. So the past few days we have seen some liveliness in the market, which is great. However, today does not seem quite as fortuitous as the previous days. Let me just get this all ready. There we go. Perfect. So what we're seeing is that Bitcoin managed to close above the 21,100 yesterday, as we liked. This prompted the market to test 20,500, as we anticipated. However, the crash back down is a bit more than I would like to see because we still want to keep this 21,000, or 21,000 would be nice, but 20,100, that would be perfect. If we do break below it, it's not immediately horrendous and terrible. If we look at the 4 hour, I meant to click, not 6 hour. There we go. This is not a great candle, by the way. It still has an hour and a bit, but that doesn't bode specifically well. If we look at the EMAs, we do see that we're still above the 200 EMA, which means that we still have a good chance of a bounce back up. If we can keep this, we might just see something like this happen. Let me make this a different color here. There we go. We might see this range start to come in, or maybe a bit lower around here. And we also have the 19,800 as a support. So it could move somewhat like this between the 200 and the 50 and 100 EMA, but it would be best if we can stay above the 200 EMA. That would be preferable. That is what we're looking at. For now, Bitcoin just seems to be just having a bit of trouble, just ranging a little bit. I'm sorry, it might. Yeah, there we go. All good. Seems to be ranging a little bit for the moment, and we will just have to wait and see which way it breaks and whether or not it manages to confirm. If we do break under the 200, of course we've got these two, and otherwise we might break back down towards the 19,000. If we break back up, we would have to go through 70 or 20,750, what we've been talking about over the previous couple of days, in order to move back up towards the 22,500 approximately. All right. There we go. That is it for Bitcoin currently. We do want Bitcoin to move back up if the rest of the market is to have a chance of a broader move, which we will probably see in Ethereum as well. If we go over there right now, guys, doing something similar as Bitcoin. It didn't break its resistance before, so we see that it has more trouble to keep it. This would be a very ugly daily candle if it closes like this, because well, it shows clear rejection, as well as then breaking through this resistance around 1360, which is of course not great, not what we want to see, and would imply that we're probably going down further. Possibly we do see a bit of an uptrend if we go like this, like that, so possibly towards 1300 maybe, and then we might actually start making a channel upwards, which is not what I want to see, because this might become a bear flag, which I'm not necessarily a great fan of. If it does become a bear flag, then let's see. This is about, oh, that is a bit too far. There we go. This is about a $525 drop, which means that if we were to break out, let's say here, that's the wrong one. There we go. It's about 525. That would bring us all the way down to 860, which is not great. This is a logarithmic chart, by the way, which is why the arrows have different sizes. Which would bring us all the way back down here to the recent low, or not necessarily the recent low, but this cycle low anyway, which would be great. That would not be great. So this is definitely one to keep an eye out for. I don't think we will go that low because we have a pretty decent support here at 1060. Also good for scaling possibly. But just be aware that this is potentially in the cards and we have to be ready for it over the coming days and weeks. Alright, now what does the rest of the market look like, for instance? Well, we see here that Link, well this is a lot because I was just charting it a little bit ago. We see that Link has been ranging for quite a while. We see that Atom has been ranging for quite a bit. Basically here since 2020 has been mostly in range, so that is not too interesting, especially because it's in the middle of the range right now. Matic, we see, has taken a bit of a tumble today. Not too bad though, not too shabby. It's doing quite alright. Might just move back towards this 81.5 cents. How much of a retrace would that be if we take this to this? That would be about halfway of a retrace, so that is great. That is a perfect amount for the market to take a bit of a breath before it continues upwards. Of course, if there's any power in the market left at all, if Bitcoin manages kind of stay stable and maybe move up a bit farther, that would be absolutely perfect. That would be great. Let's have a look at how our Solana position is doing. Currently, not great. We kind of see a similar pattern or a similar behavior as in Ethereum. Of course, Solana is having a bit of a rougher time today than Ethereum is, as we can see. It could still move back towards its uptrend, which we also kind of see in Ethereum, of course. So we might see that 32.9 to 32.75 happen over the coming days before moving back up and making another attempt. Of course, if the uptrend breaks, we could go all the way back down to 30.6 or perhaps 28.50, but that would be a bit of a stretch currently because we have a pretty decent support right here. Alrighty, let's have a look at AVE. I really like trading AVE, especially over the last bull run. It has treated me very well. I quite like AVE. It generally has clear price action and clear direction, which makes it very fun to work with, generally speaking. Alright. Now that we've extended this a little bit, we see that AVE is also very much in a range currently, although not as clean actually, because you've kind of got this overshoot here, which makes it hard to establish a proper and good range, but we do see this downtrend here, which should actually be a bit more like that. And then we see that it just managed to break the downtrend, tested it, and is still in the process of testing it, as well as a newfound support here at 76.9. It manages to keep that actually. That might be an interesting point of entry, although it is a bit high up. I would rather wait for it to come back down to 68 or maybe even 58. 58 is a bit of a stretch currently. 68 would be possible, or maybe 70. 70 to 68 would probably be a good area to keep an eye out on, or an eye out for, actually. There. I wouldn't mind taking an entry here, even though if that is still a little bit of a stretch because we see the support here, so it's kind of iffy. Definitely a good setup regardless though, so we can keep an eye out. We could just make a regular trade and not so much scale in here, but that is something for a different moment. Anything else that we should have a look at? Let's see what AVAX is doing currently. There we go. Yeah, it's alright. It is actually pretty similar to Solana at the moment, so nothing too exciting. We do see that there's a decent support here between 15 point or 16 actually and 1670 to 75. So that's fine. Just have to make sure that, or well, just have to keep an eye out for that it doesn't break, because then the next big support would be probably here just at the cycle low for now, here around that $14 approximately. There we go. All right, and that is it for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.